You're standing on the African savanna 2 million years ago. The sun is setting. You have no shelter, no fire, no tools that could work from a distance. In about 30 minutes, the world will be completely dark, and when it is, the predators will hunt. You're slower than them, weaker than them. You can't see in the dark. They can see perfectly. You should be dead by sunrise. And yet, your ancestors survived this for over 1 million years before fire was even discovered. The question is, how? The answer reveals something fundamental about what humans actually are. Early humans before fire had no weapons beyond sharpened stones and wooden spears. A stone-tipped spear against a lion's speed and power is suicide. Humans understood this. Archaeological evidence shows that pre-fire human groups avoided direct confrontation entirely. Your strategy wasn't combat, it was evasion. And evasion required something no other animal had: planning. Modern humans share about 98% of their DNA with chimpanzees, but chimps have never built permanent shelters. They don't plan for tomorrow, they live in the moment. But humans 2 million years ago were different. They were obsessed with the future. They would scout locations, find caves or rock overhangs, and return to them repeatedly. They would gather in groups of 15 to 20 people, enough to provide safety through numbers, but not so large that cooperation broke down. A lone human is a prey. 20 humans are a deterrent. A predator can kill 1 human. It will avoid 20. But the real strategy was smarter than that. Humans learned to use their environment as a weapon. If you lived in a cave, you controlled the entrance. A leopard hunting you at night faces a bottleneck. It can only come through one opening. You position people there. You have children and elderly in the back. You block it. The leopard can't snake its way in. It has to attack a defended position. That's a losing proposition. A saber-toothed cat has teeth that can pierce skin from a distance, but if you're in a cave, its teeth are useless. It has to reach you. And in a confined space, reach becomes a liability. This is why early human sites are predominantly in caves or rock shelters, not because humans preferred them aesthetically, because they were survival shelters, defensible positions against predators that had dominated the savanna for millions of years. But shelter alone isn't enough. You still need to eat, and hunting in daylight when you're weaker and slower than everything else requires something most animals don't have: coordination. Early humans hunted in organized groups with assigned roles. Archaeological evidence shows this as early as 1.8 million years ago. We know this because of the pattern of cuts on animal bones. Multiple people made cuts from different angles, suggesting coordinated butchering, which means coordinated hunting. Someone tracked the prey. Someone drove it toward a trap or cliff. Someone else waited to ambush. This wasn't instinctual. This was planned. This was intelligence compensating for physical weakness. Humans also had something else: social memory. A chimp doesn't remember that a certain tree produces fruit at a certain time of year 3 years later. A human does. A human remembers exactly which plants are edible, which are poisonous, when they fruit, where to find them. This knowledge was passed down. Mothers taught children. Elders taught hunters. Over generations, humans became experts in their environment in ways predators never could. A lion knows how to hunt. It doesn't know that a particular root is edible when dried and ground, or that certain plants cure infections. Humans knew this. Paleoanthropological evidence shows that early humans used medicinal plants, not by accident, by intention. They had discovered that specific plants could reduce inflammation, kill infections, ease pain. This knowledge saved lives. It let people survive injuries that would have killed a predator. But survival wasn't just about avoiding death. It was about managing fear. Before fire, humans were terrified. And there's archaeological evidence of this. In cave sites from 2 million to 500,000 years ago, human remains show signs of severe stress, high levels of cortisol and bone chemistry, sleep disturbances evident in skeletal patterns. Humans before fire lived in chronic anxiety. Every night was a potential death event. But humans did something remarkable. They developed rituals to manage it. Evidence suggests early humans gathered together in the evening, clustered closely. Physical proximity triggers oxytocin, a bonding hormone. It reduces stress. They likely sang, made sounds, communicated with each other through the night, not to stay awake against predators, simply to feel less alone, to feel safe through proximity. Humans are not the strongest animals. We're not the fastest, but we are the most social. And sociality before fire was a survival strategy. A group that stayed together, that trusted each other, that coordinated, survived. A group that fractured, that competed internally, that couldn't coordinate, died. This shaped human psychology in ways we're still living with. We evolved in an environment where being kicked out of the group meant death, where social rejection was a survival threat. That's why humans developed guilt, shame, embarrassment, emotions designed to keep us inside the group. Predators don't have guilt. Humans do, because for 1,000,000 years, guilt kept you alive. There's also evidence that early humans were nocturnal by necessity. You couldn't hunt large prey during the day. You're too slow, too visible, but you could scavenge at night. Large predators kill prey during the day. They eat the best parts and leave the rest. Humans followed predators and took the remains, bones for tools, marrow for nutrition, organs they could eat quickly. This is called nutritional scavenging, and it's a recognized hunting strategy in early human populations. So the day was for gathering plants, making tools, sheltering in caves. The night was for scavenging, for staying alert, for protecting the group. Humans before fire lived a completely different temporal rhythm than we do. We sleep at night. They were awake at night. They rested in small increments during the day. Their bodies adapted to this, and their minds adopted to constant vigilance. But here's what's crucial. Humans never stopped improving. They never accepted that this was as good as it could get. They kept innovating. Better tools, better shelter designs, better hunting strategies. This drive to improve, to solve problems, to imagine something better and then build it, this is what separated humans from every other animal. A leopard is perfectly adapted to its environment. It has no drive to improve. A human in 2,000,000 years ago was poorly adapted to nocturnal predation, and it was obsessed with getting better at it. So before fire, humans survived through intelligence, organization, social bonding, environmental knowledge, and relentless innovation. They survived through cooperation and coordination. They survived through fear that kept them cautious and awareness that kept them alive. They weren't strong enough to fight the night, so they learned to outsmart it instead. And 2,000,000 years before fire, they were already winning.